Happy Wednesday night, everybody. I want to quickly talk about the severe risk for tomorrow. Tonight, we do have a marginal risk for severe weather, but that is going to remain pretty isolated uh, in the overnight hours and stay in western Minnesota, even maybe not even be in Minnesota. Um, but tomorrow, we are under a slight risk for severe weather. As you can see, this does include a large portion of central to east central, including the Twin Cities here in Minnesota, as well as pretty good chunk into Wisconsin. Um, we are expecting a cluster of thunderstorms to grow isolated before they kind of move into more of a cluster. As we can see here, the wind outlook, it is a pretty sizable 15%. Again, that does include the St. Cloud Tri-County area. It goes all the way up to Duluth here and does include the Twin Cities metro area. If we look at the tornado risk, we do have an isolated but prominent tornado threat here. A few isolated tornadoes will be possible with any storms that can remain isolated and grow mature enough to become good-sized severe thunderstorms. And that does include Duluth as well. And then St. Cloud is kind of right on the edge of this one as well. And then we have a pretty decent threat for seeing large isolated hail. That is why we do have a significant severe tag. And again, the hatched area there is a 10% or greater probability of 2-inch diameter hail or larger within 25 miles of a point inside this area. And then outside that area does include La Crosse. Duluth is also in this significant severe threat for hail. If we look at a model screenshot here, this is around 5 p.m. tomorrow. We do see a cluster of thunderstorms moving through central to east central Minnesota, including the Twin Cities metro area, maybe a couple other scattered thunderstorms up here as well. Again, this is just one model. Some models vary, but this is kind of the overall general consensus is maybe they'll stick a little bit more south, but there's still a lot of uncertainty about when and where these storms will develop, which has been kind of the tagline for almost all severe threats that we've had in Minnesota is there's a lot of uncertainty with these storms, which make them a little bit hard to forecast, which is maybe why we do have a larger slight risk because all this area will be primed for some severe weather. If we do look at dew points, you can see a pretty good swath of 70 to 72 degree dew points in that slight risk area that we kind of saw. So tomorrow we are also expecting highs in the low to mid 80s, with these dew points being around the 70 to 72 range. So definitely very humid tomorrow. Even if you don't see any storms tomorrow, it is going to be hot and humid, and we are expecting a fair amount of sun. In terms of timing for these storms, again, looking at the almost around the evening commute time, late afternoon, 3 to 7 is when I would expect these storms to be kind of in that slight risk area. While this is not a huge severe threat, it is definitely notable, which is why I'm making a video about it. I will try to post more updates tomorrow, but no promises, as through the day I am busy with other tasks. Be sure to follow the National Weather Service, Twin Cities office, and Duluth office, as they will be posting morning updates, I'm sure, and updates throughout the day. And adhere to any weather warnings or watches tomorrow, as again, the threat for large hail is definitely possible, and the threat for isolated tornadoes is also possible tomorrow in Minnesota.